Welcome back to the mat with Sunshine. We are going through a full body flow today. Legs, core, arms, a little bit of everything. If you have some weights, I would love you to use them. If you don't have them, no worries. You are still gonna get that good burn. All right, go ahead and just leave those weights off to the side for now. And we're gonna start with a little warm up, okay? To start, let's have those feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Toes slightly just rotate out to the side. Perfect. As you inhale, reach those arms all the way up to the ceiling. Big inhale. As you exhale, knees go wide. We find a little squat, arms reach down. Inhale up to the ceiling. And exhale down to that mat, little squat. Perfect. Gently opening up those hips every time you lower down. All right, this last one, I want you to keep those legs nice and straight, and we find a little forward fold as we lower down. Perfect. I want you to stretch out the backs of those legs here, gently pressing your hips back. Your arms can be wherever is comfortable for you here. Try not to round your spine a lot. I want that spine nice and long here, so we're really trying to reach our hips back to stretch out those hamstrings. Whew, perfect. You can always give yourself a little wiggle from side to side, gently stretching one leg out at a time. Perfect. As you inhale, start to roll yourself up. Big inhale at the top. Now you can come to the top or bottom of your mat. Feet are in line with our hips. As you inhale, reach those hands all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. We find a forward fold. Hands come to that mat and we walk all the way out until we find a nice big plank. From your plank, we lift those hips up. Downward dog, pressing the hips to the ceiling, pressing through your shoulders. We'll start to walk our hands in towards those feet. Perfect. Nice little forward fold. As you inhale, roll all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Hands come to the mat, walking all the way out. Let's find our plank. From your plank, lift those hips up, downward dog. We'll walk our hands all the way in. Perfect, forward fold, big inhale to stand up. Let's do two more here. Perfect, last one. When you find that. All right, coming into your plank, can we bring those knees down onto our mat? Coming into a quadruped position. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. As you inhale, I want you to reach one arm all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, we weave that arm under. Big twist. Inhale up to the ceiling, opening the chest. Exhale down towards your mat, big twist. Keeping your weight in that mat hand, so we're starting to warm up those arms a little. Perfect, one more to the ceiling with that hand, and slowly reset. Let's repeat on the other side. Inhale all the way up, big twist. Exhale all the way down. Keeping your weight in that mat hand. Pressing through your arm every time we recenter that chest and open to the ceiling. Last one, all the way up to the ceiling, and we'll reset that hand. Nice job. We'll just find a few cat-cows here, warming up that core and spine. Inhale, dipping the belly, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Last one, both directions. Perfect. All right, from here, go ahead and find a kneeling position, whichever way you would like to face. And if you have some weights, or if you want to use your weights, we'll grab our weights, one into each hand. With those weights in our hands, I want you to sit kneeling. Your shoulders are stacked on the hips. Our core is pulling in, pulling those ribs down and together. Shoulders roll down and back. And we're bringing our palms up to the ceiling. Forearms are parallel to the ceiling as well. Starting with serving the platter, as you inhale, can we reach both arms forward nice and flat, just in front of those shoulders? Exhale, they drop. Elbows go just past that waist, nice and narrow. Inhale, we reach forward. Exhale, we come back. Perfect. Every time we pull our elbows down and back, think about them squeezing in towards your sides, and you're pulling them in, bringing your rib cage in. Perfect. Now we can stay here and just use those arms. Otherwise, we're adding those hips. As we inhale, we lift the hips, reach those arms forward. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we lift up, reaching those arms forward, coming to the knees. Exhale, we lower. Keeping that spine really long here, really tall. So we're starting to squeeze our quads as we lift up and as we lower back down. Whew, perfect. Starting to warm up those legs a little bit, starting to warm up those arms. You can always use a larger, you can use whatever weight you would prefer in those arms. I'm just using 2-pound wrist weights. I did that backwards. Squeezing those glutes. Squeezing those glutes gently at the top. We're tilting our pelvis back ever so slightly so the tailbone is staying tucked. All right, in 3, we'll pause at the top. Last 2. Last 1, I want you to hold at the top. Keep those arms long. Can we open them wide? Inhale, they close forward. Exhale, they open wide. Inhale, they close forward. Perfect. Do not let those arms drop, and make sure your elbows aren't fully locked out. There's just the softest bend in them. We're still pulling the core in, gently squeezing those glutes as our tailbone tucks, so we're staying nice and stable. Whew. All right, we have 4 here. Last 3. 2. Very last one. Those arms open up, palms rotate forward. Can you reach over your head? We're going into a little shoulder press. As you inhale, elbows go wide. Squeeze down those elbows, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Inhale all the way up. Perfect. If you want to add, we start to lift and lower those hips. This time we're hinging as our hips come back. They barely tap those heels. Inhale all the way up. Going into that kneeling squat. Squeezing those glutes. Feel free to fold your mat to add a little extra support underneath those knees. Shoulders come down and back every time we squeeze those elbows down towards the sides. Keeping that core pulled in so that spine is staying long. Every time you find that hinge, I want you to think about lifting your stomach ever so slightly away from your thighs. Great job. In 3, we stay low. Those hips are gonna stay at a little tiny hover. Last 2. My arms are already getting tired. Last 1. Can we stay at that hover? All right, elbows find that nice 90-degree bend. We're pressing them back. As you inhale, hands come forward. You're closing those arms. Exhale, open. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades back and together every time we open those arms up. Whew. Keeping those glutes squeezing so we're holding our hips in place. They do not drop. They do not lift. We have 5. Last 4. Last 3. 2. On this last one, hold those elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades, little tiny pulse of your hips, up and down, just an inch, pulling those elbows down ever so slightly, squeezing them back. We have 4, 3, 2, last one, come all the way up, reach those arms out in front of you, do not let them drop. We're pulling the core in. I want you to tuck the tailbone here, so we're squeezing that core. That low back is trying to be really flat. We're going into some lean backs. As you exhale, we're going to lean ourselves back, bending our knees just a little bit more. Inhale, come all the way up onto those knees. Exhale back, inhale up. Perfect, nice long spine. Try to keep your hips in line with your shoulders and knees the entire time so they don't sink back behind you or out in front. They're staying in line with you. You have to squeeze that core here. Whew. We have 4. In 3, we're gonna stay leaning back. 2. Shoulders are dropping away from those ears, arms are staying lifted. Last one, can we stay back? Perfect. Little bicep curl of those weights. Elbows are staying lifted. Shoulders are staying down away from those ears. Glutes are squeezing, core squeezing, and those quads are burning. We have 5. Last 4, 3, 2, very last 1. Those arms go long, slowly let them drop next to your sides. Inhale all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale all the way down towards your hips. We're holding that lean back. Squeeze those quads, see if you can lean a little bit farther. Whew. Pulling those ribs down and together. I want you to think about each and every one of the front of those ribs, pulling in and down towards those hips. We have 4. See if you can lean back a little farther. 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down. Whew. All right. Go ahead and set those weights off to the side for now. On those hands and knees. Hands are right under the shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips here. Core is pulling in, and I want you to think about pressing out of your shoulders. Fingertips are pressing into the mat to support the wrists. We will tuck our toes, pulling the core in, and I want you to find just a tiny hover of those knees, and then tap the knees down. Exhale, tiny hover. Inhale, tap those knees down. Whew. Great job here. That spine is staying long and flat. We have 3. Last 2. On this last one, can you hold that knee hover? Little shoulder taps here. Whew. Core is pulling in, that spine is staying nice and flat. Little shoulder taps, slightly swaying from side to side to find that balance. Squeeze those quads to hold yourself in place. We have 4. Last 3, 2, 1 more. Those hands come down and lift your hips up, downward dog. Big inhale at the top. As you exhale, knees tap those mats very lightly. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale, tap those knees. Inhale, lift those hips to a downward dog. Every time those knees tap, think about pulling the belly button in towards that spine, lengthening that low back. Whew. Can we start to add a little reach across, reaching towards our opposite foot? Reset the hand, tap those toes. Lift the hips, reach towards the opposite foot, reset the hand, tap those knees. Perfect. We have 4 here. Last 3, 2, whew. Very last one, nice job. Once those hands come down, find your plank. Whew, hands are under shoulders. We're nice and long with that spine, pressing out of your shoulders. We hold here, pulling that core in. We have a countdown from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you step your right foot forward in front? Bringing that right foot in between those hands, we find a little lunge. Drop your hips, lift your chest up to the ceiling. You can always tap that back knee down. Find a little stretch here. We'll lift those hips up, reset that right foot, step that left foot forward. Same thing, we lower the hips, lifting the chest. You can tap that back knee down. You can come onto your fingertips, or you can lift those arms up. Bring them to your front knee if that is comfortable. Bringing those hands to your mat. Can we bring that back knee in? So we're in about a 90-90 here. Tuck those back toes. We come all the way up as we inhale. Exhale, rotate to one side of your mat, arms lower. If you would like, go ahead and grab your weights again. Okay, once you have your weights on your hands, on your wrists, whatever you prefer, we'll have those feet out nice and wide. They're about double to triple your hip distance. Toes rotate out to the side. Arms are reaching long next to us, shoulders roll down back. As you inhale, I want you to lower down into a squat and reach your arms all the way out to the side, up and over the head. As you exhale, we stand all the way up, circle those arms out and back down. Inhale, you find that squat, reach those arms up and over the head. Exhale, all the way up. Perfect. Gently opening up those hips. We're pressing the hips down and back. Pulling that core in. We have 5 here. Nice big circles with those arms. Last 4. 3 to go. 2. Very last one, we stay low. All right, hips are staying nice and still. We pull one elbow down, reach it up. Opposite elbow down, reach it up. Think about pulling it in towards your ribs. Squeeze those glutes, you're pressing through your heels. Whew. Squeeze that shoulder blade down and in. Every time that arm comes back, we have 4. The last 3, 2, very last one. Arms reach long, we come up, they lower. We turn towards our right foot. You can widen your stance here so it's like you are on a little railroad track with your legs. Our back heel stays lifted. We're up on those tiptoes. Our weights come to our shoulders. We find our high lunge by bending just our front knee. Sweep those arms back, nice long length. Inhale, we come up, straightening that front knee, bend those arms. Exhale, we lean forward, sweep those arms back. Inhale, up. Exhale, we hinge. Whew. Every time you hinge, feel that squeeze in that right glute. Leaning over your front thigh as much as you can. Try not to let your toes go too far out in front of that ankle. Ooh. We're trying not to let that knee come out in front of those toes. We have 3. I am not steady today. Last 2. On this last one, stay low. We step in just that left leg, reaching your left arm over your head. Step it back, reach that left arm back. step it forward, left arm lifts, step it back, left arm lowers. Keep that right arm back the entire time here. Whew. Hips are staying still. We're squeezing that right glute so you can get a little lower. We have 4. Last 3, 2. On this last one, hold it, reach both arms over your head. You're on that left tiptoe, little pulse of those hips, up and down, just an inch. We have 4, 3, 2. Last one, we stay low. Can we lift both heels, sweep those arms back behind you? Little pulse of your arms. Squeezing those shoulder blades back and together. We have 4, 3, 2, and all the way up. Whew. Wiggle those legs out. We'll step those feet wide again. Toes rotate out to the side. We have a nice wide stance. This time as you lower, I want you to find a little curl of those arms, pulling your elbows in towards your sides. As you stand, reach those arms out long, make a nice big T. Exhale, we lower. Inhale all the way up. Pressing the hips down and back. Weights in those heels. Opening up that chest every time we reach those arms out wide. So we're holding those shoulder blades back and together the entire time. Great, you got this. Whew. Those shoulders are tired. Those weights are feeling nice and heavy. We have 5 here. Last 4, 3, 2. Very last one. We lower down. When you come all the way up, drop those arms. We'll turn towards our left foot. Make sure those feet are in line with your hips here. Bringing your weights to your shoulders here. You're squeezing your elbows down and together. Back heel is lifted, core is pulling in. As you exhale, we hinge forward, bending just that left knee, arms squeeze back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, we find that hinge, press those weights back. Core is pulling in. That spine is staying long here. Squeezing those triceps. When we extend those arms, we have 3 here, and then we stay low. 2. On this last one, stay low. That right arm lifts as our right foot taps in. That right arm lowers back as that right foot taps back. Whew. Keep those hips nice and low, squeezing that left glute. Nice and still with the rest of that body, squeezing that left arm back the entire time. Hips are staying low. Maybe they drop lower. We have 4, 3, 2. Very last one. Bring both arms forward. Little pulse. Up and down just an inch. You're still on that right tiptoe. So we have 4, 3, 2. Last one, we stay low. Lift both heels. Sweep the arms back. Little pulse of those arms back behind you. Whew. Nice job. Find that balance. Maybe you go lower. We have 4, 3. You can always let those heels lower. 2, and 1 all the way up. Whew. Set those weights away. And come to the top of your mat. Nice big inhale all the way up to the ceiling with those arms. As you exhale, circle the arms out. Find your forward fold, soft bend in those knees. Hands walk out. Find a downward dog. Hips are up to the ceiling, pressing through those shoulders. Start to press one heel down at a time, pedaling up the backs of those legs. Perfect. Coming up onto those tiptoes, roll yourself forward, knees bend, lower those knees to your mat. Once you're in that quadruped position, go ahead and start to find some hip circles, pressing your hips to the side, back to those heels, and up to the other side. Whew. Focusing on slowing down your body and slowing down that breath. Big inhales through the nose. Exhaling through your mouth. We'll do one more here. When you come back up through center, go ahead and let the knees go wider than your hips. Big toes stay together. We press our hips back. Finding a child's pose here. Let your chest drop. Let your forehead come to your mat. Now you can stay here. Otherwise, coming up onto those fingertips, we'll start to sway our chest from side to side, slightly opening up here. Lifting one shoulder, looking over. Reaching your arms out long. As you inhale, we'll start to roll ourselves all the way up. And we'll find a nice, comfortable seated position. Once you found your seated position, can we send one of our legs out long, slightly out to the side of our body? You're reaching your same hand towards your toes as your opposite arm makes a big circle out to the side and up to the ceiling. Watch that hand lifts up. We're keeping that chest open here. As you exhale, we'll start to turn towards our leg, reaching both hands towards our foot this time. Perfect. Now we're looking directly towards our leg here. Maybe you flex the foot, stretching out that calf a little bit. Maybe you point those toes, whichever feels best for you, whatever you're needing. As you inhale, we'll start to roll all the way up, and we'll switch those legs at the top. Same thing, the leg goes out to the side ever so slightly, reaching our same hand towards those toes. Opposite arm makes a nice big circle all the way up to the ceiling. Watch as that hand reaches up and over. Big side stretch. As you exhale, we'll start to turn towards our leg. Bring both hands towards those feet, recentering our chest here towards our thigh. You can try flexing that foot, maybe pointing those toes. As you inhale, we'll roll ourselves up. Coming back into a seated position, I want you to take a big inhale as you start to roll those shoulders down and back. We'll hold the shoulders back. Let's start to make some circles with the head all the way around, all the way up to the ceiling. And reversing directions. We'll come back through center. Now you can pause here, focusing on your breath if that feels good. Taking as much time as you'd like. Closing down the eyes. Letting the body and breath relax. Thanks for finding some movement with me today. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Bye!
Like and subscribe.
Hey, can you sit down? Can you sit up? Oh, cutie, cutie boy, yeah. Can you look over here? Look over there, yeah. There you go. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. I swear he loves me.